Okay, so let's talk about the practice problem for the Trig homework 1. So in the beginning, we need special angle right triangle. So here we have 30, 30, 30, 60, and 45. That's why we need these two special triangles. So let me draw them again. So what's 30, 60 right triangle? So it's 30 degree here, 60 here. So opposite of 30, length 1. Opposite of 60, radicals 3, and hypotenuse 2. So this is 30, 60 special right triangle. 45, 45. So this is 45 degree. The other is also 45 degrees. So we use radical 2, and 2. Those are the lengths for 45, 45 special angle right triangle. So what's cosine 30? Cosine 30. So look at 30 is here. So adjacent of 30, radicals 3, and then hypotenuse 2. So this is radicals 3 over 2. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay? Yeah. So what is sine 30? Sine 30 is opposite over hypotenuse. So it's 1 over 2. Okay, 1 over 2. Then you solve the first question. Okay, first question. So tangent 30 is opposite over adjacent and then tangent 60. So tangent 60, you have to look at this angle, 60. So let me use the red one, right? Red one. So what's the adjacent of 60? Is this 1, right? Adjacent of 60 is 1. Opposite of 60 is radicals 3. Okay? Yeah. So it's still opposite over adjacent, but now we are looking at the angle 60. So opposite is radicals 3, adjacent is 1. Okay, so adjacent and opposite side based on the angle. Okay, based on the angle. And then tangent 45 is, you can choose, because they're the same angle, 45, 45. You can choose this one or the other one. Okay, yeah. So opposite over adjacent is radical 2 over radical 2, which is number 1. And then you can solve the second question. Okay, so you have to remember the lengths for these two special triangles. 1, 2, radical 3, and radical 2, 2, radical 2. Okay? Yeah. So the next question. So we know the terminal side passes through -3, 4. We want to find sine, cosine, and tangent. So the important thing is you have to show me a picture like this. Okay, so a picture with a right triangle in the xy plane. Okay, I need to see a picture. So we know the terminal side passes -3 and 4. So where's -3 and 4? This point P, right? Okay, so the terminal side of the angle, and there's a big point P here. So this is the angle theta. Okay, this is the angle theta. How to get the right triangle? We draw a vertical line. Okay, we draw a vertical line passing through P, okay? And then we got this right triangle. Okay, right triangle. So what's x here? X is -3 because it's in the second quadrant, right? So it's not 3, it's -3. And the height y is 4. What's radius r? By definition, right? R is Pythagoras theorem. Square root of x squared plus y squared. So this is -3 squared plus 4 squared. So we got 5. So r is 5. R is always positive. Okay, r is always positive. And then you use the definition of trig. You can find sine, cosine, and tangent. So the important thing is this right triangle in the coordinate plane. next one. It's similar, right? It's similar. So now when you read this question, so we know the angle cosine is 2 over 3, and that the terminal side is in the quadrant 4. So we have 4 quadrants. Quadrant 4 is here, the last one. So we know the point, the terminal side is here. Okay, so draw a vertical line to make a right triangle. Always a vertical line. Okay, always vertical line. And cosine by definition is x over r. So here is x, y, and r. So x over r is 2 over 3. We know x is 2, r is 3. Okay, so here is 2, here is 3. And then we use Pythagoras theorem. You can solve for y. Okay, solve for y. So here, when you take square root, so we know y squared is 5, y is positive or negative radical 5. So how can you decide y is positive or negative radical 5? You have to use big picture. You see, based on the picture, this is in the 4th quadrant, so y is negative. So that's why we choose y is negative radical 5. Okay, so you have to use this right triangle to get y is negative, not positive. Okay, so now we know sine is y over r. So this is negative radical 5 over 3, and the tangent is y over x. So this is tangent for the angle theta. Okay, so this is the angle theta. It's in the 4th quadrant. Okay, 4th quadrant. So the next part we have trig values for special angles. Okay, for special angles. So let's look at the first one. We want to find cosine 5 over 4 pi. Okay, so if you're familiar with reading measure, you can keep using 5 over 4 pi and then draw a picture, find the terminal side, draw the reference triangle, find reference angle. If you are not, okay, you can change this reading measure to degree measure. So you want degree measure, degree on top. Okay, so now pi cancel. 5 times 180 divided by 4, we got 225 degree. Okay, so we want to find cosine of this angle. Okay, cosine of this angle. So now you have to draw the right triangle. Okay, so first, this is 180, right? The next one here is 270 is too big. So we know the terminal side is in the 3rd quadrant, between 180 and 270. Okay? Yeah. So this is between 180 and 270. So that's give us the terminal side. So now we choose a point P here and then draw the vertical line to get the right triangle. Okay, right triangle. So now this acute angle in the right triangle, this is the reference angle theta star. Okay, theta star. So now we know, okay, the whole rotation, theta is 225. So what is theta star? So based on the picture, you can see 180 plus the actual rotation, theta star is theta. Okay, so theta star is 225 minus 180. It is 45 degree. Okay, so our reference angle inside, this is 45. So we have 45, 45, special right triangle. So what's 45, 45? Radical 2. Radical 2 and 2, right? So these are the lengths, radical 2, and 2. So now you have to be very careful, right? Because this is the 3rd quadrant. So they are not radical 2, they are both negative radical 2. So x is negative radical 2, y is negative radical 2, and r is 2. Okay, so first you find the reference angle 45, and then you know the length of the reference right triangle. Okay, and because they are in the third quadrant, so you know they are all negative, x and y. Okay, x and y. So now we want to find cosine. Cosine 5 over 4 pi is cosine 2 to 5 degrees. So this is x over r is negative 2 over 2. Okay, so find terminal side, draw the reference right triangle. Find the reference angle and then use special triangles to find the value, trig values. Next one. So we want to find secant 240 degree. Okay, 240 degree. So where is 240? Still is between 180 and 270. So it's in the third quadrant again, right? In the third quadrant again. So we use a point P on the terminal side and then draw a vertical line to make a right triangle. Okay, so this is the theta star. Okay, theta star. So we have the same relation. The whole rotation, 240 is 180, the blue part, plus the reference angle inside the right triangle. So theta star is 240 minus 180 degrees, so this is 60 degree. Okay, 60 degree. So now we know this angle is 60. So the other angle is 30, right? It's 30. So now we have this special right triangle, 30, 60. We need this triangle again. So it's 1, 2, radical 3. Okay? So opposite of 30 is 1, so x is negative 1 because it's in the third quadrant. Opposite of 60 is radical 3, so y is negative radical 3. And r is positive 2. Okay, r is always positive. Okay, r is always positive. Y is negative radical 3, r is 2. Okay, r is 2. So now what is secant? Secant is related to cosine. So we find cosine and then flip it, you got secant, right? So cosine 240 is x over r, so it's negative 1 over 2. So now secant 240, you flip it, you got 2 over negative 1, so which is negative 2. Okay, which is negative 2. So the picture is the key for trig functions. The picture of a right triangle in the xy plane. Next one. Sine of negative 45 degree. Okay, negative 45 degree. So what's negative? Negative means rotate this way, clockwise, right? And how big is the rotation? 45 degree. So this is negative 45. Okay, negative 45, rotate clockwise. So where's the terminal side? It's in the first quadrant. And here is our point P and right triangle. Okay, right triangle. So now what's the reference angle? Reference angle is the acute angle in right triangle, so it's always positive. Okay, it doesn't matter of the direction of the rotation. So the reference angle is positive 45. So we have this triangle again for 45 degree, right? 45 degree. So now we know they are radical 2, and 2. So now which one is positive, which one is negative? You see x is positive because it's on the right, and the y is negative because it's going down, right? It's in the fourth quadrant. So x is radical 2, y is negative radical 2, r is 2. So now what is sine? Sine is y over r. This is negative radical 2 over 2. Okay? Yeah. So the rotation, the angle is negative 45. It just tells us the terminal side is in the fourth quadrant. The reference angle is the acute angle in right triangle. It's always positive between 0 and 90. Okay? So theta star is 45, positive. Then we use this special right triangle. put it in the first quadrant, and then you know x is positive, y is negative, and then you got the sine value. The last one. Sine of 270. Okay, 270. So this is a special case. Where's 270? So this is 180. And then you rotate another 90, you got 270. Okay, so 270, where's the terminal side? Is the negative y-axis. Okay, negative y-axis. So now where's our point P? This is our point P. So our point P is 0, negative 1. It's on the negative y-axis. So this is no reference right triangle. Because you draw a vertical line from P, you still get this y-axis. There's no triangle, okay? So no reference right triangle. Okay, so in this case, we don't have a right triangle, okay? Yeah, but we still know x and y because we know point P, right? So this is x, this is y. So x is 0, y is 1. And we also know the relation between x, y, and r by Pythagorean theorem. So here there's no Pythagorean theorem, is the distance formula. Okay, so this special case, r is the distance from point P to 0. Okay, because there's no triangle. Okay, no triangle. But it's the same formula if you look at the format of the formula. Okay, yeah, so this is 0 squared plus negative 1 squared, so it's radical 1 is 1. R is 1. Okay, then sine is y over r, so is negative 1 over 1 is negative 1. So what's cosine? Cosine is x over r, so is 0 over 1 is 0. Okay, it's 0. So a remark, okay, a remark. So you cannot find tangent for this angle. Why? Because if you look at tangent, 270, this is y over x, so this will be negative 1 over 0, so this is undefined. Okay, this is undefined. So for 270, you can find sine, cosine, secant, cosecant, but not tangent. Okay, yeah, cotangent, okay. Cotangent is 0 over negative 1, so is 0. Okay, it's 0. So this is the special case. Okay, if the terminal side of the angle is x on the x or y axis, there are no right triangles. Okay, so you have to use x, y, and the same relation to find r, and then use definition to find trig value. And next time we will talk about trig values in the unit circle. Okay, then this part will be easier. Okay, we will use unit circle to find sine and cosine. Okay, yeah, so now you can work on the homework problems.